What is up, my lions and lionesses? Right now, the moon is at 15.2% illumination in the sign of Cancer, headed towards the half moon in Leo on the 13th, which is why I chose you to be the first reading today. I was like, haha, you're the closest in the lunar cycle. So let's see what's going on for you and what you can expect moving forward. I am using my Starseed Oracle deck this morning instead of my Mystic Martian, because I realized I was playing favorites and this deck was going neglected. So we're going to use the Starseed for a while. And yeah, so let's tap into your energy. Let's see who you are, what you can expect. Karmic relationships. Orion energy, polarity, soul growth, and conflict. Been there. So karmic relationships, if you're not aware, these are soul ties that we are tied to from previous lives, right? Whether or not you believe in reincarnation, reincarnation believes in you, right? Energy and matter cannot be created nor destroyed. It is only recycled in our universe. So all that makes up everything that you are today has lived since the dawn of existence. So the energy within you has connected with the energy within so many lives, right? And these karmic relationships, this specific type of karmic relationship, right? The kinds that represent the polarity and the conflict. You see, like, these people are not seeing eye to eye. Like, they're seeing each other from different platforms, different worldviews, right? This kind of karmic relationship is typically not the happiest story ever, right? These are people that you could have fought against in past wars. These are people you could have been married to in past lives. You know, these are the unhappy soul ties. Then it's so magnetic, right? It feels like you've known them forever. It feels like your essence is tied together. And it is. It is tied together. But for the sake of ending that karmic cycle, right? Gaining closure, because you didn't get closure in the past life. And so this life gives you the opportunity to clear that karma, right? To pay that karmic debt with them. So now that we've got that covered, let's talk about it. At the bottom of the deck, without even shuffling, we've got the Justice card, which is the balancing of the scales, right? Which is karmic payment. So let's see. So with the Seven of Cups in reverse, either you're not looking for romantic options, or you're not seeing romantic options, right? If you are looking. It's like looking in vain. It's like you're not seeing anybody who fits the bill, if you will. With the Seven of Swords, what you're finding are shady people, right? Liars, cheaters, idolaters, bullshitters. It's like you're finding people, and it's like your discernment is telling you that these people are just not right, right? And I see Horus kind of guiding her, kind of telling her like, hey, these are not the people. With the Ace of Swords in reverse, I feel that there's an energy of deception around you. I'm not saying that it is you, but I'm saying that it's around you. Somebody could be very deceptive around you. Somebody could be putting on a facade. Somebody, you know, because Ace of Swords is like the sword of truth, right? And it's also about taking certain actions. And these are people that I see that you're not really wanting to take certain actions towards. So, and this could be, you know, tied to those karmic connections that you're making or that you're in. I feel like I gotta sneeze. Help! Usually that helps it go away. I don't know why. But yeah, so Seven of Swords. Sorry, this sneeze is really trying to come through. I'm not gonna let it. I refuse. Okay, so let's see. We have the Six of Wands. Six of Wands is getting a lot of attention, recognition, being in the spotlight. If you are in the spotlight in any way, you could be attracting star fuckers. Right? And that's probably not the most PC way to word it, but that is the energy I'm seeing here, right? People who want you for things, right? If you're somebody who has a lot, right? If you're seen as like wealthy, or if you're seen as somebody who has something to offer, it's almost like people want to take advantage of you, right? People want to take advantage of that energy. People want your energy. They want to siphon you like you're a gas tank. And that can also be difficult, right? If you are somebody who is seeking some kind of companionship, it's hard to find companions when you are in the spotlight. It's hard to find people who are going to be authentic with you, who care about your soul rather than your material gains, right? So, let's see. Yeah, it just looks like as you rise up, people want to take advantage of that. Let's see. It's like they want the fruits of your labor without having to do any of the work for it. So what is your advice right now? Deck's getting real quiet. Okay. What do you need to be aware of right now? I always have to ask the right questions, right? That's the thing about being a tarot reader. You have to ask the right questions. Because it won't respond to just random questions. You need to be aware of magicians and the Knave of Wands, right? Knave of Wands is like fuckboy energy. These are people who are, like I said, trying to, steal your energy. They could be texting you, right? I'm seeing somebody writing a message to somebody. They could be messaging you, reaching out to you in some way. The Magician coming out here. These are illusionists, right? The energy of deception keeps coming through, right? Illusionists. And I'm seeing that context with the Knave of Wands, right? That these are people who, they're very resourceful in that way, right? They have what they need to get where they want. But I feel that with a magician being an illusionist, right? Their entire thing is to create a deception, right? An illusion, so that to fuck with your sense of reality, right? It almost makes me think of the term gaslighting, right? They want to fuck with your perception of reality. You could be attracting narcissists, which implies that you are an empath, right? Empaths are magnets for narcissists. They love it. They're like, narcissists are like vampires, right? They're energy vampires. And if they see that empathic energy, they're going to be on you like white on rice, because the way that it works is they're all about themselves, right? So they direct all their energy towards themselves and how they can get things for themselves, and how they, it's all about the self. And empath is all about other people, right? Trying to help other people, trying to grow other people, trying to, restore other people. So a narcissist, what they feel is that, oh, this is perfect because I'm all about me, they're all about me. It's all about me, right? That's the whole energy there. And so be careful with your energy. The best advice I can give to an empath is to be a little bit more selfish with your time and energy. Alright, be a little bit more selfish with your resources. And I don't mean that in a cruel way. I mean that in a self-preserving way. Because there is a lesson to be learned from the narcissist, right? And something I've heard from many empaths, actually, that I've worked with, that, you can... Sorry. Right behind my ear, I got an itch. But you can learn how to care a little bit more about yourself, right? And, what I heard, back to my train of thought. What I've heard from many empaths is that at the end of, when they break out of relationships with narcissists, they're always like, I just gotta be more selfish, right? And it's funny because you'll never hear a narcissist say, I've got to be more selfless, right? It's always the empath saying, I've got to be more selfish, and it's true, right? And it's a sad truth, because yes, you want to be that person that helps everybody, but it depletes you, right? It takes from you time and time again. I've seen empaths lose their homes, their cars, their kids, their sanity, all because of their giving nature, because of the way this game is rigged here, right? And so, the best thing you can do is to not play their game, right? Or to be better at it than them. But you don't want to be like a narcissist, right? You don't want to be a selfish, self-centered piece of shit, right? What you need to be is focused on your personal gains, right? Like, for example, set limits, right? Boundaries. Boundaries are my favorite. I love them. I love setting boundaries, and it took years to get there. Okay, it's not easy to set boundaries, but when you start, you're gonna love it, because then you start seeing that people really can't tread on that, right? When you set a stern boundary where you're like, you know what, I'm not available past 9 p.m. That's my boundary. Nobody's gonna, or if you're like, I don't do name calling, that's my boundary. Or if you're like, or if you have a boundary where you're like, okay, 5% of my paycheck I will put towards helping somebody out. Any more than that is crossing a boundary, right? These are ways that you can start, you can continue being selfless, but you're not going to let them take everything, all the time, all the energy, all the money. They're not taking all of it, right? You're not going to get spiritually robbed anymore if you set proper boundaries. Like, for instance, I have a boundary too, where I'm like, if I am hanging out with my kids, I am not answering phone calls and messages. That's my boundary, right? Nobody is stealing my time from my children, right? And I know a lot of people get mad because they're like, you never message me back, bro. Well, I was spending time with my kids, right? And that's not, we all have our own levels, but my kids are only going to be kids for so long, and I'm not missing out on that because Joe Schmo over here needs somebody to talk to, right? There's plenty of people on the planet that you can talk to. And there are apps for that, I'm sure. There are, and it's not because I don't care about Joe Schmo. It's because I love my children and they need me more, right? I'm literally responsible for them. I'm not responsible for Joe Schmo. So, boundaries. And I research it, man. Research, how to set boundaries. What kind of boundaries you need to set. The things for your sanity. Because I guarantee you, like, if you're one of those yes people who every time somebody's like, hey, you want to hang out? Hey, you want to hang out? You're like, yeah. But then you need them one day, right? And you're like, hey, want to hang out? And they're like, oh, sorry, I'm with my kids. Oh, sorry, I'm like doing this or I'm doing that. And they never have any problem telling you no. But it's always so hard for you to tell them no, right? Take that as a lesson, right? Don't be upset about it. It's not a reason to be upset. They should be able to say no to you, right? In the same way that you should be able to say no to them, right? It's not a personal attack to be told no. No is a beautiful thing. It's learning, what is, within your realm of what you can do, what you should do, If you really are not feeling good and you're not really feeling up to hanging out, it's okay to say so. And I know that's hard, especially if you are one of those people who have been a people pleaser, right? You're always trying to say yes, you're always doing the most. It's okay to not. And I know that's hard. But I promise it's okay. People won't hate you for it, okay? People will not hate you for saying no or for, having to take care of yourself. And if they do, then they're not your people. Okay. Now, what is your advice? Alright, so in your advice we have the Emperor, right? The Emperor is tapping into your divine masculine energy, whether you're male, female, whatever, does not matter. This is all about leadership, being organized, being strategic, making plans for your life, making a vision board for your life, deciding what it is that you really need for your self-fulfillment, right? Really taking hold, right? The Emperor is all the kings in the upright, so it's really telling you to step into your sense of purpose, especially with the Star card, right? Aquarius energy showing up. The Emperor is Aries, the Star is Aquarius, and so I'm definitely feeling this energy with that. I mean, air feeds fire, right? And so with Aries being fire energy and the Star, or the Emperor being fire energy and the Star being air energy, I'm feeling that energy of needing to fuel your own personal fire of inspiration, right? The Star is that light in the darkness. This is stepping into your sense of purpose. With the Six of Wands and the Star, you could be in the spotlight, and this could be a huge focus for you, or you could be gaining traction in that regard. You could be somebody who is rising to stardom. And then we also have the Empress, right? The divine counterpart to the Emperor. This is Venus energy. Venus is the goddess of love and beauty, right? It's Aphrodite. Seeing the Emperor, the Star, the Empress, this could be about the balance between the masculine and feminine within you, right? Especially if you see the way I'm seeing this imagery, it looks like the Star is balancing these energies, right? And this could also, and part of your advice could be to connect with your divine counterpart if that is something that is on the board for you. However, I'm not feeling the energy of romance. I'm feeling the energy of balancing yourself, right? I'm feeling that energy of co-creation with the divine. I'm feeling this energy of being everything and all that you need to be to get to where you need to go. With the Four of Swords in reverse as part of your advice, this is telling me that it's not a time for rest and recuperation. You've had that. Right now it's a time of action. Right now it's a time of taking those steps in the direction that you want to go. Being the leader of your own life, right? The Empress is also a strong and compassionate leader. She's wise and loving. Love is her shield. You know, it is her strength, not a weakness. And so I'm feeling that through this balancing act of integrating both energies, I feel that you're really going to be reaching heights that you did not previously see possible. Don't be afraid of those heights. And also the Star card, Aquarius energy. Aquarius is the opposite of Leo on the zodiac wheel, right? And it's your polarity, your counter polarity, right? So this could be addressing the polarities within yourself. This could be addressing your own yin and yang energies that dwell within you, you know, and kind of figuring out, instead of these things working against each other, how can they work with each other, right? It almost feels like when you integrate your shadow and you're like, okay, how can I get my shadow to work with me and for me rather than against me? And it's rather simple, but hard. Okay, a lot of simple, hard things happen in the spiritual, it's hard because it requires so much humility. It requires so much self-forgiveness. It requires so much understanding of the shadow to even get there. It's simple because all you have to do is like acknowledge that your shadow is also an important aspect of yourself, and it's also got an important job to do in protecting you, right? It's not just there as your enemy. Its job is to protect you. And it doesn't mean that you have to go on like on an ego rampage or anything, but when you integrate the shadow, when you integrate the ego, it's more so maturing your ego, not killing it, because you can't kill it without killing yourself. It's about integrating, like the reason your ego has ever overcompensated is because it was feeling like it was lacking, right? It got arrogant because it felt like you were lacking confidence. It got brutal because it felt that you were lacking strength. It became a smartass because it felt like you were lacking defense, right? You have to understand where it's coming from in order to be humble with your ego, right? You have to work with it like it's a little toddler that's trying to protect and defend you like a warrior. It's like, it's not the bad guy. It just makes stupid decisions sometimes, okay? And you gotta be patient with that side of yourself. You gotta be understanding of that side of yourself. Alright, what else do you need to know? Somebody's not really working with you, right? And it keeps coming back to this energy of that deceptive energy, like somebody who's showing up in the form of deception, the illusionist, right? With the Three of Pentacles in reverse and the Queen of Cups in reverse, they could be a water sign. Like Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. But with the Three of Pentacles in reverse, it's like Three of Pentacles is somebody who works with you, somebody who wants to invest time and energy in helping you to grow together, right? Mutually beneficial, like growth, right? This is somebody who wants like a business partnership or wants some kind of partnership that equally benefits both of you. Well, this person doesn't necessarily want that. They want the illusion of that. With the Queen of Cups in reverse, it's like the Queen of Cups is the Queen of Love, right? It's somebody who shows up, selfless and caring, compassionate, warm, somebody who wants the best for you. And this is oftentimes somebody who loves you, right? And this is, with this in reverse, they're showing up the opposite, right? They're showing up as kind of self-serving and cold and callous, and how can they get the most out of this situation kind of thing, right? It's very selfish energy that I'm seeing come through. And so I feel like you're really being warned about that somebody in your energy is just not looking out for you, right? They're not really like, they're looking out for themselves. They want what you have, and they want that for their own personal gain. They don't want to help you. They don't want to see you thriving. They don't want to see you happy or getting, you know, any kind of reprieve. You know, it's kind of fucked up, actually. They're like leeches. Human-sized leeches. I think that might be my title. Human-sized leeches. I'm gonna title that video, this video that. Yeah, and then I see you showing up in the opposite energy, the Queen of Wands, right? This is the most attractive queen in all the decks, right? This is the Queen of Fire. You are a fire sign, so I do see this as you. She's somebody who's honest, caring, compassionate, inspires those around her. Everything she touches grows. She's a fair leader, but she's not afraid of tough love either. You know, with the Justice in reverse, Libra energy, you've experienced very unfair things in regards to your connections with humans, right? Like that which you have tried to give, I feel like people would shit on it before they would give it back, right? Or return that energy. You don't have a lot of reciprocal energy with the individuals that you're dealing with. With the Knave of Cups, I do see somebody interested in you, right? I do see somebody here wanting to like propose and some kind of connection, right? This is somebody who wants like, you know, this is like a romantic interest. And then that's followed up with the Ten of Cups in reverse. This could be somebody that you've already dealt with in the past, right? This could be somebody that you've dealt with and you already didn't get that emotional fulfillment. Things already didn't work out a certain way. But it's like they want to come in and try again. And I'm feeling a strong warning here, right? The Queen of Wands belongs with the King of Wands. Not the Knave of Cups, right? It's just, yeah, queens don't belong with knaves. And it's almost like this person is like even though you already know the outcome because you've already experienced the outcome with them, it's like they still want to come in and try again and do this whole cycle all over. But it's like you both know that shit already didn't work out before, so I'm really confused by why they would even come back in. I often tell people, just like this quote I once heard, that taking back an ex is like putting a poop back up your butt. You could do it probably, but do you want to? Like, you won't have to re-poop that poop. Like, I mean, it's your choice. You know, I'm just letting you know that there's a lot of energy of deception around you, or misleading, illusionists, right? Alright, let's see what the Kali deck has to say. And this deck was gifted to me by a Leo, actually, my buddy Cornell. He's also a reader, super dope. I'll link his channel on below. He does music and poetry, super awesome guy. But I feel like as a Leo, you could probably connect with him, you know, and that energy. Every reading I get from him is so profound and always on point. I'm like, holy shit, this guy gets it, you know. So yeah. Anyway, let's see what Kali has to say. Kali Mahamaya. When a situation becomes unnecessarily complicated or confusing to your heart, Kali Mahamaya arises spontaneously as a protective bearer of universal truth. Ultimately, her revelation shall lead you beyond that which is deceptive or not right for you. This you are promised. She protects you from that which is unworthy of your heart and seeks to constrain your spirit. A lot of warning against that. Somebody who seeks to constrain your spirit. Just say. Pay attention. Gauri Devi. Check your boundaries and affirm your right to express and receive both kindness and respect. Embrace your softer side and your ability to stand up for yourself. You are a unique being, and you do not need to conform to stereotypes. As you relax into your authentic self, the best method to accomplish what is needed shall spontaneously arise from within. Trust your intuition, my brethren and sistren. Okay. So yes. This is what I have for you. Namaste. I love you all, my lions and lionesses. I cannot wait to speak to you again. Namaste.